Good morning, fam. Welcome back to Erica's EDC, and today we have a lot of fun stuff to talk about, including at the end, a giveaway, okay? I'm very excited about that, but we cannot jump into things here. I have a whole bunch of updates to do on some of the test knives, like little Millie here that you guys haven't even met yet, and Wednesday, and the Steadfast EDC from Steve Kalari Customs. We have a whole bunch of stuff to go over. I really hope that you stick around until the end because the giveaway is, in my opinion, cool. But let's do some test updates first, right? Because that is very important. So, as you guys know, I've been testing Wednesday, and she is a Soddy recover by Josh Francis at Knife Guy Mods, okay? Really cool orange and black liners with this beautiful Mocha Especial G-Carta. And this is running on sandwiched phosphor bronze washers. This is a knife that I was really excited to test because this is our first kind of test run of a Soddy recover with the half stop mod and the sandwiched washers. However, we also wanted to try another way of implementing washers because how are you going to learn and grow and stuff if you aren't trying different methods of a certain thing? So in Millie Bobby Brown, as seen here, we have nested washers, the same type, but they're nested in the micarta. And basically, it takes longer to nest the washers into the knife as opposed to just sandwiching them between the liner and the blade. But, you know, we were kind of hoping this would be no different than this in terms of performance because this is easier and faster. But like I said, you know, we have to try different methods of implementing new modifications and see what works best. So we have the sandwiched washers here. We have the nested washers here, and my update is that, I'm just double checking my hypothesis and my observations. They're no different. They're no different, thank God. So we're probably going to go with across the board sandwiched washers. I never felt a difference from the very beginning, and I'm just still not feeling one. And I've been using these side by side. There's just no difference. So the good news is we will be running washers moving forward on all of the Soddy recovers. I think that just adds a little bit of a incentive, right? Because you're getting the half stop put in, you're able to pick and choose whatever colors you want for the liners and the covers, etc. And you're getting a better action compared to the knives without the washers. And not a lot of slip joints come with washers, you know, like it's just kind of a cool addition to the modding that makes us unique and special. And luckily with them being sandwiched, it does not take very much time at all. I'm really glad, honestly, that the nested washers don't feel any different because it would just be so much extra time. And then obviously, you know, with labor, you have to pay for that labor. So we're trying to minimize the amount of time so that you guys get a good price on your knives. But there is no difference. So I do wanted to show you guys Millie here because I don't think you guys have seen her unless you're on Instagram. This is a very thin recover that Josh did. The thinnest one out of all of the recovers I have from him. This one is the thickness of a Delrin Soddy, and then these two are a little thinner, but still pretty thick. So Millie Bobby Brown, who I named, is she's about the thickness of one of the bone-covered Sodbuster Juniors, the thin bone-covered ones. Very, very thin. And she is sporting a fancy antique-esque bone linen micarta with brown cross-cut micarta liners. And like I said, running on washers. And, you know, per usual, great action, really nice centering, all of the goods from Josh, just beautiful. You know, we do have a hairline gap between the back spring here and the liners, but that's pretty typical whether you get your knife from Case themselves or someone who mods. It's just really hard when the pieces are a little bit warped to get perfect fit and finish every time. We have a really great example of nice tight tolerances here, but you can see that back spring was sent correctly to Josh, right? It was flush. It's very well done. It doesn't always happen. So on this one, you know, the back spring is a little wonky and there's not much you can do about it. Can Josh start making these parts himself? Yes, but it's going to take time to get there. It's all in the works. So we have just a hairline gap, but aside from that, absolutely beautiful. I really love the look of Millie. I think she just looks so cool and old, and I don't know. She feels awesome. I can't express how smooth this bone linen micarta is. It's just some of the softest stuff I've ever felt. So this is Millie Bobby Brown. If you would like one of these, you can contact Josh Francis over at Knife Guy Mods. I will put his information down in the description below. He does really, really nice stuff. So no difference between sandwiched and nested washers. Fabulous. That's what we found out through our testing. We are still testing. I do want to touch on one other thing that I mentioned in a previous video. The fact that the carbon steel from Case not only gets better and better as you sharpen, but it definitely has superior edge retention over the True Sharp stainless steel that they offer. I have really been getting into the depths of this throughout the testing. I put fresh edges last night on all of these knives. I have one in True Sharp and the rest are all in carbon steel. The edge retention, when you compare the carbon steel to the True Sharp, is very different. The carbon steel 100% outlasts the True Sharp. I have put, let's bring in Blue Jane here. I have put this knife through numerous sharpenings, as I have with the Slater model in the stainless. This one's in carbon, and the Blue Jane outlasts the Slater in terms of edge retention by a landslide. It's just how it is. It's not a rumor. It's not a, you know, us loving patina type thing. It genuinely, the carbon steel just simply is better and it holds an edge longer, okay? I will say though, 3 of my recovers from Josh are in carbon steel, and I have noticed that there is a very high fluctuation in between the properties of the carbon steel. I do not know if it's because they do it in massive batches and some of them get botched. I don't know if it's because they get really burnt when they're putting the final edge on. I don't know. But these 2 knives in particular don't have nearly as good edge retention as this one, even though they're all carbon steel, they're all from Case. These 2 outperform the stainless. However, if you bring in the Blue Jane, not only do they not last as long as this one, but the sharpening experience is completely different. Like, these feel so different on the stones compared to this one. This one feels so much harder, and the steel just moves so different. So, like I said, I don't know if it's because there are so many factors, right, that could make the blades fluctuate even though they're all the same type of steel. But this one absolutely holds its edge the best, and it feels way harder on the stones. It takes longer to sharpen, but it's definitely worth it. So that is, you know, obviously my own edge there. I gave them all the same treatment so that they all go through the testing the same way. They do have slightly different bevel widths just because I didn't reprofile all of them, but they're pretty darn close, okay? So they all have really nice sharp edges right now so that we can continue the testing. And Millie is doing fabulous. Look at how pretty she is. Look at that edge. Holy smokes. very, very nice. These were all finished on a medium grit Spyderco stone from Michael Richter. Michael, thank you for lending those to me. And then stropped with green compound, so they're all at the same stage, okay? Before we end the whole Soddy thing, I'll just go over real quick. This is called the Slater model. If you want the crosscut vintage micarta with the orange liners, that's called the Slater. This is called the Blue Jane. Looks like a pair of blue jeans, okay? White liner, brass liner from Case. You can opt out of the brass liner if you want to make it lighter. Up to you. Wednesday has the Mocha Especial G-Carta with the orange and black liners. Again, you can pick whatever color liners you want. We just had a customer opt for OD green. So it's the same G-Carta, but with OD green liners, okay? Limited quantities on this because I don't believe that the company making this is making it anymore. So that's like kind of a limited edition thing, but you can get things that look just like it. You can just ask Josh. And then Millie Bobby Brown has the bone linen micarta and the brown micarta liners, okay? And like I said, moving forward, they're going to be running on washers. It's just an extra perk that we think will make us set apart from the competition. So now that we've talked about the Soddys, let's get those out of the way, and let's do a little bit of an update on the Steve Kalari Steadfast EDC. His company or his business, whatever you want to call it, is called Kalari Custom Knives. This is his EDC model. It is in Magnacut. It is at 63.5 HRC. I've been saying 63. We thought it was 63. We went back and looked at the testing, and I believe his average was 63.8. So we, just to play it safe, dropped it down to 63.5, but on 4 pokes, it was like 63.8. So 63.5 for an HRC for this Magnacut from Steve Kalari Custom Knives. Very interesting. I rusted it, which I don't know how. I'm sure you can see it right there. I somehow rusted this. And that's pretty wild because it's Magnacut and it shouldn't rust, but go figure, I'm the one that would be able to do that. It's rusted and pitted on the spine. I don't know what I did to initiate that, but it's there. I did tell Steve, he was very surprised. He said that he thinks that there is a microscopic layer of something that affected it. I don't really know. I'll have to look back in my messages, but it doesn't bother me at all. I just wanted to document it because I've never really seen anyone rust Magnacut, and go figure I would be the one to do that. So it is a little bit rusty up there. Otherwise, no big deal. I made a video the other day batoning with this through some seasoned dry wood. It did very, very well. It did not damage the edge at all. However, it did dull it a little bit. And then I just kept using the knife all day yesterday on a bunch of cardboard, breaking stuff down in the yard, doing a whole bunch of outdoor work. And at the end of the day, it was pretty darn toasted. I could run my fingers over the knife and it didn't do anything and it would not cut paper. I sharpened it for the first time last night. I felt it was too far gone to strop back, so I did sharpen it, and I used a 600 grit DMT stone. The reason I chose that was because that's a really good starting point for basically any steel. This one in particular, this Magnacut, is run pretty hard, and I felt that the 600 grit diamonds were abrasive enough to move that steel in an efficient manner time-wise. So I just ran it on a 600 grit DMT. It took approximately 5 minutes to get it to hair popping sharp, including the time to clean the blade off, 5 minutes. I'm talking 3 strokes on one side and I had a fully raised burr. Unbelievable. And the deburring process was insane. 1 swipe on a ceramic rod to deburr it, and that's it. So 5 minutes total on the sharpening progression. It is extremely sharp. I have a piece of paper next to me. Let me grab a piece of paper here because I just want to show you. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how fast this sharpening was. I'm at work, by the way. I'm sure you can hear one of the dogs barking. Yes, they have all been taken care of. It's like 25 degrees outside, so I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit before I bring them out for their long walks. But I'm in a little office here. Okay. So, 5 minutes to bring it back to this. Pretty impressive. Yeah, it's sharp. So literally 5 minutes to put that edge back on. Very easy to work with. Really, really impressed with that. Steve did a wonderful job on this knife. I'm really excited to continue using it, but I just wanted to document how the sharpening went because, that's one of the perks of Magnacut is that you're getting a steel that in theory should be stainless. Like, forget about this for a second. Should be stainless, a stainless version of Crewwear with edge retention and toughness. Pretty comparable to 4V, but it really is like a stainless Crewwear, and you can beat the living pulp out of it and bring it back to life within 5 minutes, right? It's just a really good all-around utility beater steel. And it lasts a really long time, guys. Like, the edge retention on it genuinely does last a very long time, and it's just so nice to work with. Like, on the DMT stone, it was so nice to just put a couple minutes into it. The burr that came up was really stable, really obvious. It was just very responsive to the stones, really nice to work with. So, Steve says this as well. It's not our favorite steel. It's not like we're following the hype train. It's just genuinely a really good utility EDC steel when you run it higher. It's just really nice. So the sharpening was phenomenal on it. If I have to sharpen it again, I'm going to try to record it. Very, very nice. So that's the update on that. Let's get into the giveaway because we're 17 minutes into this and I haven't given you guys a goddamn thing. So, Seth over at Three Sons Leather Company reached out and offered to stitch up a little sheath, a little slip for me for a giveaway and to offer a discount code. So we are going to do a giveaway on this slip that I actually just ran a review on. So this is one of his pocket slips. Very, very nice. I did a full review on it. I ran it for a month. It's one of my favorite pocket organizer slips. It's very well made and I really like the color of it. So he sent me a second one to do in a giveaway. It will hold a medium to large size flashlight, like a Streamlight Macro Stream or like some of the larger Phoenix lights. I've seen a lot of people run custom lights in these, but a pretty wide diameter light, like approximately that large, okay? It will run that, and then you can put a pry bar in here or a slip joint, whatever you want. I run a Mr. Nice bar through here or a plain Jane bar from Nice Guy Machine Company, some type of pocket pry bar. It is a pretty tall slip, so if you're trying to put like a Sodbuster Jr. in there, it's not going to work super well, I don't think, because you won't be able to get it out. See how tall it is? That might be a little tricky. So I would run a pry bar in there or a slip joint that maybe has a lanyard where you can pull it out. But either way, it's a really, really nice slip. Most people just run pry bars in them. We're going to give this away. It also comes with a little key tag in here as well, a really beautiful leather key tag. I run one on my keys as well. I think what we'll do, because we have a discount code as well, I'm going to run the giveaway for 2 days. So it'll start today when this uploads, and I will pick the winner on Tuesday and announce the winner. It'll be drawn at random. And then we have a discount code that runs until the 19th. So that way, you don't have to wait forever for the giveaway winner to be announced. And if you didn't win, you can buy one of these if you wish, and you get 10% off. So the The code is live right now. It goes all the way through to the 19th. It will be active until the 19th. If you want to wait until the winner is announced, just to make sure that you didn't win and then buy one so that you're not wasting your money, that's probably your best bet. But it ends on the 19th. 10% off for both colors of the slip, and it also is for the extra large slip, the one that has the pocket on the back for your knife. The code is Erica's EDC. Very simple. Like the name of the channel, the name of the Instagram is just Erica's EDC, I believe with a capital E. But if it doesn't work, just do all lowercase, right? So Erica's EDC is the code, and I will pick a winner on Tuesday the 14th. That way you have a couple extra days if you did not win to get one at a 10% discount from his website, Three Sons Leather Company, okay? How do you enter, you may ask? I really like hearing about you guys. I like building a personal relationship with you guys. So typically on my giveaways, I ask you to, write down what you're grateful for, like your favorite knife or something like that. This time, let's do, to enter the giveaway, who or what got you into EDC? Was it a person? Was it your grandfather, your father, social media? What was it, or who was it that got you into EDC and got you to where you are now? That's what I'm curious about. That's what I want to hear. If you comment that down below on this video, you will be entered into the giveaway. Winner will be drawn on Tuesday the 14th, but you will be winning that. And yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys say. Michael Richter just shared a really cool story about how he got into EDC and the way that his father kind of executed his carry and put it away at night in a little rolled up leather belt that he wore every day. And it was just a cool story to listen to. I ironically do the same thing. I take my leather belt off, I roll it up in a circle, and then my stuff goes in the middle of it on my knife table. It's just cool to hear about how you got into it and what influenced you. So that's how you can enter the giveaway. I'm really excited to hear about how you guys got into the community and using knives or collecting them, whatever you do with them. But I think that's all I have for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Also, please enter the giveaway by sharing how you got into it. And I think that is it, guys. We need to go use your shit. This is a really nice one. Go use your shit. Learn how to sharpen your knives. And I will see you on the next video. I love you all so much. Take care. Oh, and your mom.